revolution happening on many fronts. One of the fronts is the new media revolution. Yeah. And you guys are part of that new media revolution. We're broadcasting live on the internet right now. And I'm going to ask each of you a favor to do something to help this new media cover Ron Paul. Within the next 3 or 4 hours, we will have a YouTube clip of Ron Paul speaking right here with you in the audience. We're asking you to dig it, to go view it, to spread it, pass the word to your friends. This revolution is going to happen with or without the press. We're part of this revolution.
Yeah.
This revolution is not just about Ron Paul. This is about us. It's about this book.
This tends to be a very friendly crowd. I would like to introduce some of my family and a special guest that's traveling with me and helping me in campaign this weekend. First, I would like to introduce my wife, Carol. But the young people are responding very favorably to our message. We have now an army of young people campaigning very, very hard. They've worked hard in Iowa and so many here in New Hampshire as well as the other states. And it is great. We can talk to the young people and talk to them about freedom and the Constitution, self-reliance and personal responsibility, personal freedom. Of course, they love it. The idea that they don't have to pay income tax or have an income tax if we have our way. They like that. Who join us aren't coming because they think we're going to increase student grants and free education and anything for free. They understand what's going on. You know, there's a lot of reasons why we can criticize public education. There are a lot of shortcomings in public education. But you know, it must not be all that bad because these young people I've run into know their arithmetic. They have figured it out. They know that this deficit is huge, and the huge debt that we owe is put on their shoulders, and the young people realize that they can be paying a lot of income tax and a lot of Social Security tax for the next 30 or 40 or 50 years and not expect to get a whole lot out of it. And they are willing to assume the responsibility for themselves. But it is so dramatic of what the cost of oil did in dollar terms, and how dramatic it is that we don't. If you were allowed to be on a gold standard, oil prices wouldn't have gone up. They would have been the same as they were 10 years ago. And this is a whole point that people have to realize, that it isn't so much that inflation is occurring because somebody's being gouged. It's because of the value of the dollar is going down. We can't close the Fed down in one day. Why can't we just legalize the Constitution and allow gold and silver to circulate as true money? But to do that, we have to cut spending so we don't attack the person who is in a home getting Social Security and getting Medicare, because it's just not going to work politically. But there is a way to do this. I believe the numbers are there, but there's something that we have to do very significantly. And this is, along with monetary policies, the other issue that I've talked about the most. And that is, we don't need a little tinkering with our foreign policy. We need a complete change in our foreign policy. Showed that to manage our foreign policy around the world, it's close to $1 trillion a year. What do? How long have we supported Turkey? Yes, we should be friends with Turkey. We should trade with them and talk to them and have diplomatic relations with them. But why give them money and weapons? And what are they using their money and weapons for now? Invading and bombing Iraq, and we're trying to stabilize Iraq. It makes no sense whatsoever. In Pakistan, what did we do? We orchestrated the return of Bhutto to the country, and just because Bhutto as well as Musharraf are seen but nothing more than puppets, then they wonder why the people turn against the people that we support when we try to micromanage those governments. There are so many advantages to the change in the policy. First thing off, the most important thing, American military people would no longer be killed. Would not be weakened, it would be strengthened by Cunningham. And no matter what you hear on those debates, the threat of terrorism would be greatly reduced. Yes.